Hi friends, welcome to our mindful co-working session. The intention is to use work as a tool to cultivate deeper wisdom, deeper joy, deeper embodiment, deeper connection to what it means for us to be fully human, rather than, as we often view work, as a means to something else, to money, to achieve some goal, to please somebody, to get a promotion, which then causes us to kind of have this like delayed happiness syndrome, right? Where we think that, okay, happiness will be when I get this next promotion or the next paycheck. And here we really want to bring happiness into the work itself so that work is done for its own sake, not for any other sake. Ultimately, this is the philosophical foundation of what is called karma yoga. And karma yoga is not so much taught in the West. There's all kinds of yogas that have been brought in, but karma yoga really, I feel like, hasn't gotten the attention it deserves, because that's the only way to truly integrate our spiritual or mindfulness practice with our work, our livelihood, and our creating a more beautiful world, as opposed to, separating them and running off into a mountain, into a cave to meditate. So, how do we do this? One way to think about it, there's many ways, but one way is to create ritual around this, which the purpose of rituals is to basically teach ourselves what we want, what we value, what we're excited about. And so hopefully I'll guide you today through a ritual of how I understand it. This sticker right here I have, and I have some more available. If you want, you can reach out. Kind of has the structure of the ritual described. There's also on my blog and a link below the kind of theory described in a little more detail, but here I'll just guide you through the steps which to me create this sort of joyous container. So the first step is to create the container. So when we come into a temple, or when we come into something we really love doing, I don't know, maybe hiking in nature, or maybe some sports or some hobby or activities, we kind of create the space for us. We get our equipment, we set up. If we go to a temple, we have all the decorations in the temple. So the first step is to really create that space for ourselves. So right now I invite you to just look around you and maybe close your technology for the moment, but also get it ready, get your chargers out, get everything that you will need for this work session so that it's accessible to you. And of course, we're also embracing that we can't predict everything, and that there will always be chaos, and we'll also work with that. That's one of the components. Maybe get some water, maybe get snacks if that helps you to tune into your body and really enjoy the process more, right? Turn off your phone for a focused, kind of non-interrupted session. And the other thing is, find some element. Maybe you have a little sacred symbol that you like, little Buddha statue or something, or just something that brings pleasure and joy to your mind, and some element that you can put on your table or in your workspace that kind of gives you the sense that, okay, something special is happening. This is one of these elements that creates rituals, is right, some specialness. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be just maybe a little flower or a little feather, but something that when you look at it, you're like, ah, nice. So for me, it's my Rudraksha mala, mantra beads, and they also have additional benefit, which I also recommend you find, is that they are really nice to touch. They have a texture that's pleasurable. And of course, textures are everywhere, and we will be connecting to those a little bit as we drop in. So the first step in ritual is always to create the space, to set up the space. So take a moment, maybe pause the video if you need, to do that for yourself. And once you're there, Sit down. I do recommend sitting on the floor cross-legged because that's why we meditate in that position, because it kind of restricts the flow of blood to the legs and brings more to the head, so creates more clarity, more focus. So it's useful for meditation as well as for work. But of course you do want to be comfortable, so I see how you want to sit. Sitting on a chair, at a table is fine. Here I have a low table close to the floor, so I get to sit on the floor. And then, close your eyes. The next part of the ritual is to create an intention which will guide us through the rest of the actual work that we do. So sit comfortably with your spine straight in a way that you feel relaxed. And really, if you feel called, close your eyes or maybe keep them lightly open and focused. And run your attention through your spine from the bottom of your sit bones up to the crown of your head, and just check that it's really centered and straight. Maybe arch your back a little bit, bringing your chest forward, close it a little bit, the opposite, so that you bring your chest in, kind of move around left, right, so that you can really do a little bit of circles. And finally, with all that, find a centered spine where every vertebrae is stacked on top of the other, so that in that position you can really relax. And it's a relaxation that's kind of active, that's constantly balancing, but also completely effortless. Now notice your breath. And take a deep breath in. Inhale all the way up through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Let go of everything that came before this container, that happened in your day up to now. And again, inhale really deeply. And add your body as you exhale, really shake everything out. Maybe tap yourself a little bit. Tap any parts of your body that feel stuck or tense. And a third time, inhale. And as you exhale, add the sound, with a sigh. Really release everything. Stroke your body to really drop everything off that's not needed, that doesn't need to be here, so you can fully come into the presence. Just notice the pleasure of having nothing to worry about, nothing to think about, of being here. And notice what the most pleasant sensation in your body is right now. If you're feeling pleasant and pleasurable, then that'll be, find where that is. If you're feeling uncomfortable, then find the point, the spot in your body where you're feeling the least uncomfortable. Could be a pinky finger, it could be an ear, it could be in the center of your chest and your heart, or maybe your lower belly. Maybe you're the middle of your torso, your forehead, your eyes. And really go a little bit deeper into that pleasure sensation, into that pleasant spot in your body. Let yourself enjoy it for just a moment. And now find similarly an unpleasant sensation in your body, a place that isn't super comfortable, that's maybe tense or maybe is itching or something. And also be with that. Just be with the pure sensation, not the story of why it's there, not the narrative that it needs to be different. Don't try to relax it. Don't try to change it. Just notice it and see if you can just hold space for that sensation, for that part of your body, and love it as it is. Maybe be curious about it. And let yourself integrate these two polarities and realize that they're always present. There's always something about our bodies, about our lives that feels very pleasant. There's something that feels more unpleasant, and that we always have the capacity to experience both of those, to embrace them. And especially in our work, that will be perhaps the core skill that we need to cultivate, is to both enjoy the little victories and celebrations that we have, little accomplishments, and really go deeply into them, and also to hold the frustrations that come up, because both of them will constantly come up. And that is the work of meditation, ultimately. No matter what meditation we do, it's always about embracing the joys and embracing the pains. And perhaps ultimately we get to a place where we don't even have a preference over which one we experience. And then we can just relax, breathe out, exhale, shoo, nirvana, breathlessness. And that is why work is such a powerful meditation tool, because it just activates those joys and those pains so potently, so powerfully, that it's just such a rich playground to practice this. And now, as you feel maybe a little bit also connected to what you're sitting on, the sit bones, really grounding, feeling your roots, maybe imagining roots growing from the bottom of your spine into the earth, deep, deep into the earth. Just as from the top of your head there is branches and leaves opening up to the sky, so that you become the point of connection between the heavens and the earth. Centered, stable, grounded, powerful, relaxed, feeling really like you're in your right place. And with that, opening your eyes gently. Now we will take a moment to reflect on what it is that we want to be working on today. So before we start, so this is still the intention setting part of our ritual. Connect to the tasks you have planned and the reasons for why you're doing them. Perhaps it is the joy of the process, perhaps it is the goals, perhaps it is the paycheck or the promotion. Really, again, welcome everything. Observe it. And also find the way in which your work is serving others, in which it's making the world a better place, in which it brings joy to your own heart. Because that is the place, that is the intention from which our work can be truly joyful and meditative. And open your computer, your technology, something you can take some notes on. And we'll take a couple minutes to journal about this. If you are doing a co-working session and you have a friend with you, then even better than journaling is to talk with them about it. So for about 1.5 minutes each, you will share to the other person about what is your intention for your work today. Maybe quickly say what you're going to do and then really go into this intention setting. And how, find something in your work that brings joy to your heart. It could be the result you're going for. Perhaps that's the easier place to start. And then from that, kind of come back into the process itself. Sort of, there's the grand result, the final result. 20 years from now, I will be famous and rich. And then there's the 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 1 year, 1 month, 1 week. And really bringing it down to the small goal of, like, at the end of the session, or maybe in 5 minutes after I start working, the very small first results. What is the shortest term joy, love, and pleasure you can access in today's work? So if you have someone to share with, then go ahead and do that. Maybe we'll give it 2 minutes each. If you are on your own, then you can share with a writing thing. Choose if you want to do handwritten paper and pen, or type on a computer. And I will tell you when to switch for sharing and keep time. So let's start. Let us start. And this can also be an opportunity for you to clarify what you want to work on today. Really coming from a place of what has the potential to, what are you most excited about right now to do? What brings the most joy to your heart? So you can really choose that task. And we're about 2 minutes in, so if you're sharing with someone, then please switch so the other person shares. And if you are writing, then you have 2 more minutes. wrapping it up, finishing typing, finishing writing, finishing sharing. And closing your eyes for a moment, letting the impact of what you wrote, what you shared, what you heard be with you, and really connecting again for a moment with the pure sensation, with the pure feeling of joy that can come from this work, whether it's joy of service or joy of creation or joy of discovery and exploration of something new, or maybe even joy of going into some unknown project, unknown task that is kind of scary but also exciting, an adventure. Yeah. So much joy available to us in everything we do, if we only discover it. Okay, opening your eyes again and rubbing your hands together really fast to activate some energy. Rubbing your face, massaging. So each of these 3 work blocks is going to have a theme that we can use to kind of focus a little more on a specific aspect of work. And the first theme is going to be pleasure. So really finding pleasure and joy in the work. So to do that, we are going to find an anchor for our pleasure. So find a texture around you. It could be maybe a seat you're sitting on, the fibers, or the table, or your computer. And really connect, maybe you close your eyes for a little bit, connect to the textures and find one that feels very pleasant to you. It could be your own clothing, could be even your own skin, if you touch softly. But find some texture somewhere around you that feels really nice. And just go into that joy. Breathe through your open mouth for the moment. Helps you to let the energy flow more freely and connect to that joy. Slow down in connecting with the texture. Really slowly touch. And just feel that pleasure and feel how easily it is accessible to us. If you have some snacks or some hot tea maybe, you can also take a little bit of that, slowly, mindfully. And so that texture will serve as our anchor for pleasure in the next half an hour, so that we can keep coming back every time we feel ourselves dragged into work. We can keep coming back to this pleasure that's always accessible to us. And with that, knowing what drives us, knowing the intention, having access to this pleasure in our bodies, in our breath, so open mouth breathing and texture connection. Of course, you'll forget about it and I'll remind you, and now we go into the third part of the ritual, which is the work or letting it grow. You've seeded the intention, you planted the seed. Now just let the work, let the project grow itself using your hands and your mind. Don't force it, don't try to effort it, really just let it unfold through your focus, through your concentration. And let us begin. It'll be 30 minutes. And then we'll have a break. Bon voyage. Hmm. Take a breath through your open mouth. Feel your texture, come back to the anchor, come back to the pleasure, and find that pleasure in whatever you are doing right now. Noticing your breath. Now just for 1 minute, close your eyes. Connect to the breath. Notice the sensations in your body. Perhaps some stress came up as some tension in some part of your body. Just observe it, let it be. And also find some other part of the body that feels pleasurable and excited and challenged in a nice, pleasant way. And experience that. Connecting again to the texture that you found. Breathing through the open mouth. And going a little bit deeper into that pleasure that you feel in that nice part of the body. And taking a moment to reflect on if what you're doing is the right thing, if it's aligned with your intention. And continuing. Connect to your breath for a moment again. To the texture, to the pleasure. Find that pleasure in your body. There's always somewhere, some little bit, no matter how focused or stressed you are. Just feel it. Connecting back to your breath. Taking a few breaths through the open mouth, relaxing, feeling that pleasure, that texture that we found. We have the last few minutes, about 3 minutes. So feel yourself in harmony with time, not rushed, not trying to cram the last thing, just feel what is the right way to spend these last few minutes. To feel closed, complete. And again, breathe through your mouth. things up for the time being. Closing your eyes, coming back to your body, and finding something in these last 30 minutes that you can celebrate yourself a little bit for. It could be that you found a moment where, among the stress or anxiety or frustration or focus, you could still feel that pleasure and just that insight that it's still there, it doesn't go anywhere. Or perhaps you got some results or conclusions or discoveries in your work, or perhaps you found that something doesn't work and have a negative result which still brings you forward. And now feeling that little celebration inside you for whatever it was, and bringing your arms up into power pose to really show your body that this is exciting, that this is great, and enjoy it for a moment. Yes. Ooh. Yeah. Now we're going to take a few minutes break. I invite you to stand up, move your body a little bit. Stretch. Oh, maybe bend forward. Pedal your legs out. Really find that pleasure throughout your body. Move slowly. Move into it. I know 30 minutes is a short time. And also celebrate what you did find for this moment, in this moment. And I'm just gonna play a little bit of music for us. You can dance. Just to get ourselves a little bit shaken out. Try to look as silly as possible. Don't look pretty. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. If you need to go to the bathroom, just keep this running. There's something more exciting. Slowly coming back. Settling back down. Yeah. Coming back for the second round. Back to the practice that we're doing here. Figure out some new things. So the second round is going to be a little bit different. Basically, in each round, we're trying to cultivate a different skill that can help us to really stay in meditation. So as you're settling, maybe connect again to the snack you have or the water. Maybe the texture. Yeah, and settling down. Again, just closing your eyes for a moment, feeling the impact of the dancing, of the moving. Feeling how that blends with the impact of the work from the last session, how those two kind of energies are swirling together in your body, where in your body they meet. Are they different? Are they similar? Do they clash or do they harmonize? Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting it all go. And opening your eyes. So the first round, the first work block was focused on pleasure and finding pleasure in work. This second block is going to be focused on pain. So this is the challenge of really turning work into meditation, because work is the deepest, most complicated, most challenging spiritual or meditation practice I've ever experienced, because so many things come up for us and they're all so strong and so potent. So, and we need to be able to witness them and hold them. So in this second session, we are going to do a little bit kind of very light shadow work, but basically as we work, some stresses come up, perhaps just from, the focus and trying to solve a problem, and, the frustration that the problem isn't just magically getting solved immediately, even if it's working okay, but there's still that kind of pushing, right, happening. Or if something doesn't work as we thought, and then it's like, oh shoot, I have to reorient, my plans are breaking, I need to write. This is all happening really microscopically. We don't notice it. We just notice the impact of the tension or the anxiety that comes up, and that we're tired after work. Now, the beautiful thing that a guru in Nepal told me that I really like is what makes something yoga. So here we're doing karma yoga. So what makes something yoga is that after you do it, you feel more energized and more alive and more full of drive than when you started, right? So if you do exercise and you feel tired afterwards, then that's exercise. If you do it and you feel more energized afterwards, then that's yoga. If you do work and you're tired, then that's work. If you do work and you get more excited and more energized by doing it, then that's what makes it karma yoga. So we need to be able to witness those fine details of how the stresses, how the tiredness, what drains our energy. And we need to be able to be with them and witness them and admire them, so that we're not fighting against them and therefore wasting energy, but we're with them. Because it's so exciting when something doesn't go as we thought and we have the opportunity to be creative, to come up with new directions. People solve Sudokus for fun, not because it's easy, right? So think of this as a little puzzle. And yes, so in this session we are going to notice that in the body, we started with find the pleasure in the beginning of this whole session. We started with finding that pleasure point, that pleasant sensation in the body, and finding that tension or that unpleasant sensation. And now we are going to focus on the unpleasant sensation and witness it. So we'll keep coming back to noticing where the anxiety or the stress is, and just being with it, not running away from it, not trying to, go to a different task so that we don't have to think about it, we don't have to feel it, but really just witnessing it, being with it. And once we're with the physical sensation of it, we realize it's not so scary. It's not the end of the world, right? If we get caught in the stories of, oh, this isn't working, or this is, I was just trying to book flights and they're not available for the prices I thought, and it's like, shoot, should I go on different dates? Should I, right? And that stress, that fear comes up. Am I going to lose a lot of money? And rather than the temptation is like, okay, I'll do something else. I'll deal with the flights later, right? And the invitation here is like, okay, can I be with that fear? Just feel where it is in my body. Maybe there's some tension here. Maybe there's some in the chest and the throat. And witness it, to create the space that then allows for creativity and thoughts and alternate solutions. Deep breath in, and exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. Okay, and with this, let's begin our next session. I'll again keep reminding you, guiding you, and if you want to put on music while you're working, I will have some links in the description where you can go. I'll give you a few options depending on how intense you want to be versus whether you want your music to kind of relax you. So that's why I'm not putting it directly in the video. Yeah. Let's do it. Bon voyage. Have a good journey for the next 30 minutes or so. Connect to your breath. Notice if there's any tensions in the body, if there's some task you're resisting. Just observe it, witness it. Hold it with love without trying to change it. Listen to it. Like a crying baby who you feel so much tenderness and love for, even in the expression of crying. Noticing the body sensations for a moment. Noticing if there's tension or something, if there's some sensation, some part of the body you're avoiding paying attention to. Just breathing into it. And closing your eyes for just 1 minute. Coming back to the body. Again, noticing if there are some parts of the body that we are avoiding giving attention to because maybe it feels unpleasant. And then we're spending all this energy trying to find ways to distract ourselves. So just bring your attention to those parts of the body and realizing that it's not actually so bad and that it makes us whole. Take a few breaths into those. And exhale through the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale last time. And exhale through the mouth. And now, reflecting on what you are doing and whether it aligns with your deepest truth, intention, and meaning, and purpose, sense of realization, sense of what matters. And continuing. And again, coming back to if there is some sensations we're avoiding or resisting or labeling as unpleasant, just breathing into it, relaxing. Taking an inhale, and then exhale. We have about 3 minutes remaining in the session. So find a way that feels harmonious with the time remaining to spend them. And again, feel your body. See if there's something you're avoiding. And be with all of this. Maybe find the depth and the beauty of the world as it is. And closing our eyes at whatever point we are at, witnessing consciousness. Perhaps we're holding on to wanting to complete a little bit more. Perhaps we are frustrated by something that's not working. Perhaps we're celebrating something that's working. Just witnessing consciousness as it is right now. And breathing into the body, into the parts we're avoiding, into the parts we're seeing. And again, finding something to celebrate. Perhaps you were able to be with the unpleasant sensations more than usual and hold them and be okay with them. Perhaps you were not, but you learned something about it. Perhaps you had some result, whether positive or negative, in your work. And again, just celebrating with a power pose. Raise your arms up. Feel that victory in your body. Yeah. Okay, let's take another 5-minute break, and then we'll go on the last stretch. The last final stretch. Okay, I'll put some music on again. And let's do some more moving, stretching, dancing. About 5 minutes, we'll come back. Ah, yeah. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, yes. Yes. So that last session was perhaps a bit tougher for some of us than the pleasure session. There's a lot of beauty and challenge with shadow work. It really needs to be its own kind of dedicated thing so that you can fully transform and alchemize the things that frustrate and trigger us into the power that we gain when we stop avoiding them, the freedom. And that definitely is its own can of worms. Whereas here we are focusing on, and we don't really have the space to fully go into that alchemization. Here we more just bring awareness to it so we can notice it and point it out. That in our work, a lot of the things that make work draining and tiring and difficult are these shadows that come up. Shadows, fear of fully showing up, fear of asking for help, fear of things not going according to plan, desire to control. Whatever it is that we have, work really triggers and brings all of that up. So it's a great opportunity to then take the stuff that comes up into more dedicated, more focused and intentional kind of shadow work processes. Here we're just touching it to gain some awareness, and perhaps, depending on how comfortable you are with these tools, maybe you can even alchemize it right away just by being present with the sensations and not going into the stories of it. So, okay, let's rub our palms together, generate some heat, and spread and bless ourselves with that heat. Massage our face, our ears a little bit. Just bring that energy and that aliveness and that activation into the body. Maybe tap. And we have a last session coming up, which is going to have also its own theme. It is going to be, so we did pleasure, we did pain, we did light, we did shadow. Now we're going to go into non-duality. So this, I guess, co-working session is, in terms of meditation, as far as meditation is concerned, with quite an advanced practice, I would say. And it might be quite tough to actually fully follow each of these three stages, right? They are kind of building up progressively in challenge, right? So going into pleasure is already quite a challenge to find that pleasure in work, but in some sense, it's the easiest because we have least resistance to it, right? Going into shadow is more challenging, and this third one is going to be even more challenging, but less dark, because here we really want to invite this kind of non-dual awareness where we don't prefer pleasure or pain. We don't see one as inferior to the other. And we really try to be with the unpleasant sensations in the body and with the pleasant sensations in the body, and be with the wholeness of it. Really feel that we are all of that. We are everything. And find that sort of meditative, it's kind of a trippy, floaty state where I'm like, oh, wow, it's very relaxed, it's very empty, that state of mind. It's kind of an altered state of mind. And it's very accepting. It's like, I'm hearing the wind through the trees right now. Just noticing it as a fact rather than as a judgment. Is that good? Is that bad? Do I like it? Do I not like it? feeling like, oh wow, I'm noticing tension in my chest. That's cool, right? And just being with that awe and wonder and just infinite levels of beauty and depth and complexity that arise in every moment with this. So, yeah, so that's the intention of what we are kind of wanting to access in this state. And notice that even how I phrased it, like wanting to access that state is already against the intention. It's already creating, it's like, oh, am I in this meditative, accepting zero state, or am I not? And then again, judging, oh, it's good, it's bad. So here we really want to get to this place where everything is beautiful and perfect. And ultimately that is the state of meditation, the meditative equipoise that we want to integrate in our lives. That's why I'm bringing this in right away, because even though it's advanced, but this is sort of the journey, right? Is integrating the light, the bliss, the fun, the suffering, the shadow, the fear, and really seeing the beauty of the contrasts, right? Okay, so with that, let's close our eyes for a moment. Find that texture that we had for pleasure, that anchor for pleasure. Really connect to it very slowly, very sensually. Enjoy it. Feel the breath through our open mouth. Feel the texture of the air as it passes through our mouth. And feel the tensions perhaps still remaining from the last session, the resistances, the shadows in our body, the things we're avoiding looking at. And trying to hold all these things in our awareness, in our attention space at once, with this sort of expansive attention. And now also into this field of attention, including the task that we are working on, that we want to be working on in this next session. Just as another thing alongside the sensations, the pleasure, fear. And really letting all these things make this beautiful soup alchemize together. And now let's enjoy the soup. Bon voyage. Perhaps again, get the music on in the description. Noticing everything happening in our body, in our mind, in our thoughts, witnessing it all together at once, the pleasure, the pain, the joy, the fear, expanding our attention to capture all of our experience at once. Now closing our eyes for a moment, just for 1 minute, feeling the experience. There's perhaps a lot going on in our head and that we're aware of, and let's bring awareness to the rest of the body as well. What's going on in the rest of it? Breathing in it and holding all of our experience in our field of attention, just like a beautiful painting or tapestry. Noticing if what we are currently working on is aligned with our intentions and purpose here. And continuing to enjoy the beauty of the journey we're on. back to this tapestry of all of our experience and really witnessing consciousness, witnessing our entire space of mind, body, presence, work, as we breathe into it. You have about 3 minutes left. Let that information also be part of that tapestry of your current experience. Everything that's happening here and now is welcome, is beautiful, is creating the entire picture. And 3 minutes remaining is part of that picture. Breathe into it. And closing our eyes, noticing the experience we have right now as it is, without trying to change it. Seeing if we can find the beauty in it, in the totality of it, in the light and the dark, in the contrasts, in the celebrations, in the avoidances, in the things that worked, and the things that didn't work. Really inhaling into that. And exhaling, letting it all go, being with the beauty. Taking a moment to really just drop deep into meditation. Watching our breath, all our conscious awareness being on our breath, in our nostrils, going in and out, and all the subconscious awareness just relaxing and enjoying in the totality of experience. And let's just do the power pose one more time to celebrate the world, to celebrate ourselves, to celebrate everything exactly as it is. And our session today. And this celebration is the next really crucial part of our work ritual we're doing today, which we so often forget to do because we wait for our final result until we allow ourselves to really celebrate. We wait to get the next promotion at work, finish our thesis, graduate, retire, die, and that creates this delayed happiness syndrome where we think that we'll be happy later when something happens. And it's really important as we try to turn work into meditation, into true karma yoga, that we don't wait for any result or any outcome that we cannot control anyway, but we really celebrate and enjoy what we have done today here. We have grown our projects somewhat, maybe more, maybe less, and perhaps we'll die tomorrow, and perhaps it'll never go anywhere. So this is the only moment, the only opportunity we have to really enjoy the fruits of our labor we did today. So with that, just take another moment to go over what you have done today, what worked, what didn't, and perhaps the most important outcome of our work is what it teaches us about ourselves and how it allows us to cultivate our wisdom by showing us our strengths and our weaknesses. So just take a moment in that gratitude, in that celebration, so that we don't expect any other outcome other than what we already have right here, right now. And this is a practice. Cultivating this gratitude is a practice. We aren't born with it, and it takes a while to learn and to really embody, to feel that. I'm not just saying I'm grateful, but I feel that gratitude expanding my body so much. That makes me want to cry with gratitude. And just letting ourselves celebrate that possibility. Really feel it in your body, feel it in your chest. Don't try to force it or create it, but just find it. It's already there, somewhere very small, and just put your attention on it. Be grateful for yourself. And the last part of the ritual is to close the space so that we can go on to our next task, whatever we do, with a light heart, with a light mind, having put this behind us. And there's always a temptation to hold on to, oh, I didn't finish my work, oh, it was too short, 30 minutes. And that's again attachment. And it comes from, perhaps you felt you had this flow, being very productive today. And perhaps you felt that this doesn't happen very often. And so you're trying to hold on to it. And you're just teaching yourself that this doesn't happen very often, that this is something that needs to be held on to. But in reality, this video is always available. You can always tune back into this productive flow. You have the tools from this video, you have your methods, and you don't need to hold on to it. If you hold on to it and you wear yourself out, then you will not want to come back to work in the next few days, or at least to that focused place. So let go. When we exhale, we're not scared that we will not be able to inhale, even though one day that will happen. We will have our final exhale, but we don't worry about it now. And same here, just let go of the work. And something I really invite you to do, even though that's scary and maybe the hardest thing, but for me it really changed my attitude to work, is to actually close all my tabs and my windows and shut down my computer fully. I used to not shut it down for years at a time. And it really started when I started shutting it down, create space in my mind where everything was really left behind and I could be here now. And so if you want to try, experiment, just try it once, see how you feel. And then next time when you turn it on, you have that opportunity, that little time while it boots up, to meditate and set your intention for what is the most exciting thing you want to do today and how your work can serve life. And when we close our technology, shut that down, we then want to let go in our nervous system as well. So I invite you now to lie down if you have a chance for a quick shavasana. We'll just do maybe 2-3 minutes in full relaxation to let your nervous system really integrate the insights from today into the subconscious. So if you don't have a place, and I'll stay seated, so you can also do that. And I'll guide you through a little relaxation where, just let your nervous system really relax and integrate all the insights without you needing to do anything. So To start that, let's exhale all the air out and tense every muscle in our body. Really scrunch your face, scrunch your fists, your arms, your legs, your feet. Really tense, 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 tense as hard as you can. Keep exhaling, keep empty, stay empty, hold your breath empty. And keep tensing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, a little more, 4, 3, stronger, 2, 1, and relax everything, let go, release. See how quiet you can get. See how gentle you can get. See how quiet your thoughts can get. See how much you can relax your breath. Relax your forehead, your eyes, your nose, your ears. Let go of all your scalp. Just feel it relaxing. Your mouth, your jaw, dropping everything. Your whole head. Relax your brain. Relax your neck, your throat. Relax your shoulders, your arms, elbows, wrists, all the fingers. Relax your chest, your heart, all the internal organs, your lungs. Really feeling all your chest area. Let go and revitalize without you needing to do anything about it. Relax your solar plexus, your spine, your stomach, and all the organs in your abdomen. Just let go. Relaxation is always accessible, always there. It's your body. You can just ask it to relax and it will. It trusts you. Let go of your anus, your genitals, your legs, hips, your knees, your calves, your feet, and all your toes. Really dissolve your entire body into the subtle vibrations that come when you relax. And now just deepen your breathing a little bit. Take a deeper breath. And then another deeper breath. And then wiggle your fingers. Start just slowly moving your body as you come back up. And with that, I thank you for joining today. I'll post some links in the description where you can read more about the theory of what we're doing here, my understanding of it, the workshops and retreats that we have coming up, where we teach this more systematically over several days, building the skills that we went into today. And I hope you find a way to transform your work into something you truly enjoy, because that is the way that we create a blissful world. If we really learn to be blissful in our doing of it, in our creating of it. We cannot create heaven on earth by struggling. We must already embody it right here, right now. So I wish that for you and for all of us. Thank you. Namaste.